Okay, good morning, good morning. I'll make this a pretty quick video. I wanted to talk about Brandon Jamal, or the incident with Brandon Jamal on Fresh and Fit, and some of the takes that I have about it. And I'll tag Brandon Jamal. Hopefully he does see this, man. I think the brother's doing some good stuff. Put a little extra in their bowl. You can't get to that. Hold on. Come on. Now you can push it up against something. Let's just take it out. Get to go. Go ahead and get it. So wanted to talk about Brandon Jamal and that whole incident. I do think he was wrong. I don't know if he was just on something or whatever, or some of the stuff getting to his head in a sense. It is what it is, you know, it happened. I do think he can move past this and get back on the, not that he's off the track, so to speak. There are a couple things that what he did, yeah, that bothers me, in terms of like, damn, you kind of, the way you look and the perception and how everything works, and how women can use this against you. Ed has talked about this, but how women can use this against you as, oh, this guy, he talks all this stuff, but he really hates women, and women start to pick up on that type of stuff. And then when they do that, then it derails the overall. It's just like a stain, right, on a white shirt. No matter what, all you're gonna see is that stain on the white shirt. Sorry for the noise in advance. All you're gonna see is that stain on that white shirt. You're just gonna hyper focus on that stain. And that's a problem, right? Because we know what he's doing. That is a dead bird. That's like the second one. Yo, I think they're running into the glass and dying. That's crazy and disturbing. Anyways, I think that tarnishes it. I think that takes away from what he's doing and the message that he's putting out there. So I think he definitely, I think he was wrong in what he said, and I'll be straightforward, like, you know, kind of quote unquote know your place, you know. I don't want to be rude or elitist or anything like that, but kind of know your place and where you're at. I mean, you're around people that have gone viral multiple times, so it's not the same. It's like somebody getting excited over, it's like a kid getting excited over $10, right? And but you're a person that makes thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they're just getting excited over $10, right? So sometimes it gets to your head about that. So some people could say it's an immature stance or immature outburst or something like that. And again, I don't want to be rude or anything like that. It's just looking at it from somebody that's been in the space, seeing a lot of this stuff, and then probably even see where quote unquote Fresh and Fit are coming from. What I really didn't like is how Tommy Sotomayor is a hypocrite, because he does the same exact fucking thing. And he has done the same exact fucking thing quite often in the past, where he acts like he's Tommy Sotomayor, the person that made the manosphere, the first person to do this. You're not really here for me. Put all eyes on me, so on and so forth. And he always does almost like a snake move, where he starts to see, he kind of reads the room a little bit, and he's like, oh, I can quote unquote take the shine. Now, if we're looking at a 48 laws of power type stance, never outshine the master. The master here would be a Tommy Sotomayor and Fresh and Fit. I won't take that from Tommy, and I won't take that from Fresh or anything like that. Fresh and Fit, because they've done the work to get in this position and actually, you know, enjoy that, their downfalls and their their rises, you know, and also them being able to pivot and still make money during, you know, shit hits the fan situations. So that, like, I can understand that. But Tommy does this shit, and it's like, now Tommy doesn't have to do what I'm about to say, but Tommy could have done an olive branch and said, hey, little bro, you know, you could have done better with this. Or, hey, let me go ahead and talk to him because he's having a bit of a crisis of some sort or what have you. And, you know, that's a bad take, and it looks bad for him, and it looks bad for the quote unquote the future of the manosphere and all this other stuff. Like, he could have done that. Tommy only looks out for himself. Then you see what Tommy only looks out for himself, and he does that shit a lot, right? And people notice it, don't notice it. I've always said, you know, Tommy is fighting irrelevance. I could say I'm wrong in that take too, because, hey, listen, you know, he's still out there and he's still being invited, so on and so forth. People still pull him out of the bargain bin, so to speak, right? And he always finds a way to, like, kind of quote unquote get back in, because Tommy has done that shit before, where he's gone off and thought he was the most important person on the panel and didn't even respect the panel or the people that were also on the panel, and then acted like, you know, he was the center of attention, right? So he did the same thing, but he not took the side of the women, but he took advantage of the opportunity. With that being said, that shows how smart Tommy is, right? Got to admit that. Shows how smart Tommy is. He is a vet in the game, so to speak, and he knows how to manipulate a situation. He knows how to use it to his advantage, take shit, polish it, turn it into a diamond or some gold. So that's one thing there. Then the next thing is Fresh and Fit. Fresh and Fit, I won't say they do things like that all the time, but the way they stared at it and, you know, stared at one another and kind of had that silence, they could have easily, again, they don't have to do what I'm fucking saying, and they didn't, right? But they could have easily said, yo, listen, bro, I understand that you think what you're doing in terms of your viral, your viral moment, but that stuff ebbs and flows, that comes and goes. To be very honest, man, you know, I think you really need to calm down. Now, with that being said, I don't think Brandon Jamal would have calmed down. I don't think he would have, you know, stepped back and said, yeah, you kind of right. Because he just seems like he was on one in that moment, right? And he could have simply said, man, this is not the place I need to be in, or something like that. And just the way he handled it, like, I don't think it would have been something that, like, you know, that he could have polished that and saved that, unless he just really had a quick change of heart. But even with that change of heart, then you could say that he would have never been in that position, right? So I can't fault Fresh and Fit for that, and I can't fault Tommy for using a situation and easily taking a situation and quote unquote putting it back on himself. Because Tommy was just like, yeah, you know, I just sat there and, you know, that's why I just got real quiet. And I'm like, this is the dude that, you know, chick got mad and they started to fight and started going off. Like, you know, so if that's anything, though, that's a testament to Tommy's quote unquote longevity. And I've always said that, you know, I've said for a while, I should say, that he's been fighting irrelevance, but he doesn't go away. So I have to take the loss on the chin on that in that take. But if he can come back from shit like that multiple times over, Brandon Jamal can easily come back from that. No problem whatsoever. I think he definitely can come back. It won't be an issue or anything else like that. I think it's something where it's like, okay, you'll bring it up, but then he can easily brush that off and keep it moving, right? This shit happens all the time with people that are new to some type of, like, stardom, fame, or whatever, where they think they're quote unquote better than they think they're quote unquote better because of the situation, not understanding that some of these things are fleeting, right? At least that's my take on it. I hope he doesn't find offense to it if he ever watches this video. But if I look at a Fresh and Fit, they could have handled that a little bit differently. But Fresh and Fit, they don't like stuff being taken away from them in some ways. It's not to say that they don't give their platform to people all the time so that they can grandstand, so on and so forth. But you always see the masculine frame, Holden masculine frame, and all this other stuff, when they could have just easily said, hey, man, that doesn't make any sense. And they could have done that in front of everybody. But at the same time, when you're in that moment, you don't know. So I can't really fault them or anything like that. But but what I see is somebody that doesn't understand his position in Brandon Jamal. And he could have easily said, hey, man, he could have easily said to that, or they could have easily, he could have easily just diffused that situation, and he was just really on one, and definitely is quote unquote wrong is wrong in that situation. I will not take that away from him in terms of having accountability and agency, and I hope he does better, and I hope he recovers from this. I don't think it remains to be seen whether this is quote unquote bad or not, but I hope he does recover from. I hope this isn't a stain, is the best way I should say it. I hope this is a stain. I hope this isn't a stain on his rollout, man. His overall like movement moving forward, or whatever's going on moving forward. Anyways, I'll end it right there. I'm rambling. Hey, appreciate you all. I'll be making another video here in a second after this one. Peace. Love you all. Be safe.